Hey everyone, in this video I'm going to show you how to build your own custom website completely from scratch. Just like this, or this, or even this. We'll be using Wordpress, the most popular website platform in the world, trusted by huge companies like Rolling Stone, eBay, and Time Magazine. And the best part? You can do it too, no coding needed. We'll be building with a drag and drop page builder called Elementor, along with a range of customizable templates to make everything easy and intuitive. From simple templates, you can turn your site into a business page, a blog, a personal portfolio, or a full online store. So here's the plan. We'll start by getting your website name and domain link. Then we'll install WordPress. Next, we'll add plugins to make designing super simple. And we're going to do it all at the lowest possible cost. The only thing that costs money is your domain name and web hosting, which is unavoidable for any website. But I'll show you how to get a great deal for around $3 a month. WordPress itself is 100% free, just like software on your computer. After installing it, we'll add a few free plugins. Think of these like apps that add features to your site, like contact forms or image sliders. So if that sounds good to you, let's jump right in and start building your website. The web hosting service we'll be using is called GreenGeeks. I chose them for a few reasons that make them one of the best options for beginners. First off, they're super affordable. The first-time buyer discount brings it down to around $3 a month, which is a fantastic deal for reliable hosting. They also have a 99.9% uptime guarantee, meaning your website is almost always online and accessible to your clients. Their base plan includes 25 gigabytes of storage, which is more than double what the competitors offer at the same price point. You can also get a free domain for your first year, so you can lock in your site's name without any extra cost. And here's the part I really like. GreenGeeks is eco-friendly. They match their energy use with renewable energy credits, and even plant one tree for every hosting account created. So you can advertise your website helps the planet, which is important to a lot of people these days. Alright, now let's set up your web hosting at a discount. To get the special deal, just click on the affiliate link in the video description. It'll take you straight to the GreenGeeks homepage. Once you're there, hover over WordPress and click Hosting for WordPress. We're going to scroll down and go with the base plan, since it already includes everything you need to start your site. The only reason you'd upgrade now is if you plan to build multiple websites at once. But don't worry, you can always upgrade later. Next, choose your domain name. This will be your website's address. Pick something that's short, memorable, and related to your site. Then choose your top-level domain. I'm going with theclassic.com. Once that's done, click Next. Go ahead and pause the video while you fill in your personal details. After everything's filled out, click Create Account and you're good to go. Now you'll get an email with your login information. Click on the login link, and this will take you to the page where you enter your login information. Once you've logged in, click on Hosting in the menu on the left. Now find your website name and click Manage. From here, select Setup Wizard. This is where we'll start getting everything ready for WordPress. Now click on Start New Website, and then select WordPress. Press Continue. Scroll down to the bottom of the page. Press Create Website. This can take a few minutes, so be patient. Alright, now it's time to log into our website. So you just head over to your browser and type in your website's name. Now if we click this link, we will just go to an empty landing page So what we need to do is type in wp-admin, and this will take us to our backend login page for editing the website. So this is what it should look like. If your site isn't ready right away, don't panic. Sometimes it can take up to an hour for everything to finish uploading on the back end. Just grab a coffee, come check back in a little bit. So once you're here, you should have gotten an email called WordPress installed. This is what it'll look like. It'll basically tell you WordPress has been installed on your website and give you your username and password. So you just plug those in, press login, and I'll meet you there. Once you're in, this is your WordPress dashboard, the control center for your whole site. From here, you can edit pages, add new ones, install plugins, keep an eye on your site traffic. Basically, this is where all the magic behind web design happens. And I'm going to show you every step, no step skipped. All right, let's talk about plugins. These are absolute game changers in WordPress. So if you head over to the plugins tab, you'll see we've already got a few plugins installed. Plugins are basically little add-ons made by developers to make website building way easier. Think of it kind of like the App Store, but for your website. You pick what you need, install it, and boom, new features. Now we're going to grab a few totally free plugins to get started. And trust me, these are going to make our life so much easier. Now you'll see our hosting company has kind of already dropped some random plugins we don't actually need in. So let's kind of clean it up, delete the extras so we've got a fresh start. Don't stress though, you can always reinstall them later. All right, so now we need to deactivate them all by clicking deactivate and then checking this little box, pressing apply. Once that's all gone through, one more step, click delete and select this little box up here to select them all and press apply. We're going to delete all of these, got a fresh start now. All right, now this is the fun part. We get to install some new plugins. So we're going to do two right now. One's a page builder, and the other kind of gives us a starting template to jump off of. So you got to click Add Plugin up here, and the first one we're installing is called Elementor. And you'll see this one here, and we just press Install. This might take a few seconds. Hold on. We're almost done. Click Activate. Great, now that we've got Elementor installed, the next one is just going back doing the same thing. This one's called Starter Templates. It's this one here. You can see Starter Templates for Elementor. This will give us a bunch of different templates we can use to make our website a whole lot prettier. Great, now that we've installed both those templates, we can just go back to plugins. Awesome, so now that we've downloaded Starter Templates, we can navigate back to the Plugins tab. Just a quick note, if you ever want to get back to your main page and you don't know how to do it, all you have to do is go back to your WP admin and it'll bring you right back here. So now we're going to go to Plugins and Starter Templates. We can activate it. Great, and from this page we just want to build with a classic template. We're using Elementor. And now we've got a whole bunch of options for the templates we can choose. You can sort by type. Just a quick note that anyone that says premium costs money, I think there's no need to spend any money. So I'm going to look through here, kind of find a template that catches my eye. This one looks pretty nice. You see you can change the color palette on here and you can change the font style. Also, you can kind of navigate around, check out the different pages, see what it'll look like, and try a bunch of different ones, see what you like. I like this one. I think green's my color. Just press continue. Now it's going to ask you if you want to download a bunch of different plugins. We probably will want quite a few of these later on, but right now there's no need to overcomplicate it. Let's just keep things simple, not get too complicated. Just press continue. Now this might take a few minutes to build your website, and I'll meet you back when it's just done. Great, now that we have our starter template installed, we can take a look at our website. So here we go. Look at how much better that looks. Now the rest of the video, we're going to focus on customizing this, making it our own. I'm going to show you how to change pretty much everything on the website. Fonts, colors, pictures, ad pages, takeaway pages, everything like that. Alright, so one of the first things I like to do when designing a new website is change the favicon and the site title. You've probably noticed that up here in the browser tab, there's no little icon, it's just blank, and the title's super basic. Let's fix this and make our site look a bit more professional. So what's a favicon? It's the tiny little image that shows up in the browser tab, like this green one, this blue one, this red one. It's kind of like a mini logo for your website, and to add one, first we need to make one. So we're going to go over to a website where you can make a free logo called logomaker.com. Notice there's no E here. Right, once you're here, we're going to press Start Design, and we're going to, this one's super easy to use and perfect for kind of the simple icons that we're looking for. So we're going to start from scratch. And for my website, I think for this example, I'll pretend I'm making a website for an organic dog treat brand. So I'm going to try and find a little logo of a paw. You want your design to be very simple, and you want it to be easy to read. So a simple rule of thumb is no words, not a bunch of colors. You just want something simple. So our favicon needs to be square, and that's one important thing. Great, so once you've made a logo that you think looks good, you need to go down to this crop here in the corner, and you want to make a crop that is square. So great, now that you've dragged your crop to be square, it can be any pixel diameter. You want to fit your logo inside. Great, once you've fit your logo inside and cropped it into a square shape, you're going to click Save here in the top right. And you don't need to sign up. A low resolution PNG is fine by clicking here. Then you just want to click Accept and download free resolution file. Now I'm going to drag this down to my desktop, and I'm going to rename it to favicon. Great, now we can close this and go back to our website. To add the favicon, we're going to click Customize up here. And then we're going to choose Header Builder. And we're choosing Site Title and Logo. And we're scrolling all the way down to the bottom to Site Icon. Then we're going to click on this box saying Select Site Icon, and we're going to upload our favicon. Now all we need to do is click Select, skip cropping, and then Publish. Now you can see that we've changed our favicon and it appears here in the top corner. Great, now to change the title, we're going to go to WordPress up here in the top and choose our dashboard. Alternatively, you could just come back to the WP admin link. Now we go down to Settings, and we're going to choose General. Now you'll see here is our site title. And this would be a good place to add your business name, your page name, whatever you want. I'm going to choose Organic Dog Treats. Then I want to go down to the bottom and click Save Changes. Now if you go back to the website, you can see that all of our changes have been saved. Now this is the part you've been waiting for. We're finally going to dive in and start customizing the website and making it truly yours. So here's the deal. To edit any page, we need to click on that Edit with Elementor button. Right up here. Boom. This opens up our backend editor. This is where the magic happens. Elementor uses a drag and drop setup. Super easy, super visual. You'll be working with containers, which are little boxes that hold your content. Things like images, buttons, text, headings, and video. You just drag what you want into place, tweak the settings, and watch it come together in real time. When you want to preview your work after you've made a change, for example, I changed the title here, you go up here in the top right and press Preview Changes. This lets you preview your work and make sure everything looks good before you publish it. Now if you like it and you're ready to publish it, you just go back to the Elementor page and click Publish in the top right. This will save your changes and send it live on your website. So let's get started. Now I'm going to show you how to change the background image on your website. To do this, we need to select the container containing the image. Navigate over to Style, and you'll see the image here. Now the image you replace, because it's such a large image, needs to be a very high resolution. I found this one on the internet I like, of a mountain background. So I'm going to click on here and upload my image file. Once it's been uploaded, I'm going to select it, and you can see our background image has changed. Now let's edit the text on our home page. Now I want to move this heading down to here under the title. To do that, I can just pick it up and drag it and get it to fit under there. Alternatively, I could delete it and then add, by going up here to the top left, add a new heading in here. Once I've added my text, I can change it to match the style of the rest of my page. To do this, you just go to the Style tab. You can change the typography and various other features. I want it to be aligned in the center, and I want to change the color of it to white. To do that, I just go down to the bottom where it says text color and change it to white. So what the heck is this thing? Well, it's a button. And if you go to preview our site right now, you'll see that if we click our button, it doesn't lead anywhere. So let's change that. So I want my button to lead to my contact page. So I'm going to click on my contact page and copy the link. If you don't know where you want your button to lead yet, that's okay, or if we haven't made the page yet, that's fine. I'll show you how to make new pages later on. So to edit where my button leads, I just click on it, and then I paste my link in. Now I want to change the text on the button, so to do that, where it says text here, I'll change it to say contact. Now let's preview our changes. Now you can see if I press on my contact button, it brings us to the contact page. I want to save what I've done, so I'm going to click publish. Alright, so one thing I want to quickly go over is globally changing the typography and colors of the website, so you don't have to do it for every single text box. Alright, so notice if I want to edit a heading, there's this HTML tag, H1, H2, H3, H4, so on. These are like general categories for your text boxes. We can change the style of H1, H2, H3, so on and so forth, so that it will change all of your text boxes and you don't have to edit each one individually. Let me show you how to do that. Alright, so we need to go back to our website and choose Customize. Then we choose Global and Typography. And then we can edit each one of our headings. So to modify H1, all we do is click this button here, and you can see we have all these different selections. And notice if I change H2 to something like this, it'll change all of the H2s. If I wanted to change the website colors, all I have to do is go back and choose colors. And then notice if I change it, it changes all the colors on the website. If you've gotten this far in the video and you found it helpful at all, please like and subscribe. It really helps out the channel. Without your guys' support, I wouldn't be able to make these videos. Alright, awesome. Now let's talk about adding a page. To do this, we need to go to our WordPress dashboard and go down to Pages. From here, we need to add a page. Now I'm going to try and recreate a contact page, so I'm going to title this one Get in Touch. Alright, now I can save it. And now to save this page, I just press Publish. Now if I go back to my website and I view the page, I can see that the page is live on my website. But if I go back home, there's no way for people to get to the page. So to change this, we need to go to Customize and choose our menus. We're going to choose our primary menu, and we're going to add an item, our new page. At this point, you can also delete any pages that you don't want there. Now to save this change, we'd always press Publish. Now going back to our Get in Touch page, I'm going to show you how to build it into a page that looks like this. Alright, so our first step is just to go to the page and edit the page. Then we choose Edit with Elementor. Alright, now that we're here, we just want to press this button and add a flex box. And then we can decide the style of our flex box. So I like this one. In each of these spaces, we can add an object. So to add an object, we go up here and we want to choose a form. If you don't see WP Forms here, you'll need to download the plugin called WP Forms. But because of how we created our site, you should already have it installed. Now we're going to choose our contact form. On this side, I'm going to add a heading and a Google Maps location. To edit the Google Maps location, you just click here. Now to save our changes, we're going to press Publish. Alright, now I don't particularly love how this looks, so I'm going to move my contact form box down to here to be in line with this Come Visit Us here. In addition, I think that maybe I should add my address down below here, so I'm going to do that by clicking Add Element and then choose a heading and bring it down here. I want this to be smaller text. I'm going to choose 8.5. Great, and I'm going to save my changes. Now let's talk about this form. So I need to edit the form so that I can get a notification to my email when somebody fills it out. To do this, I click on the form and press Edit the selected form. This will bring up the WordPress form editor, which is the editor within the WordPress Forms plugin. This is the plugin that was installed initially when we first started our website. If you don't have it installed because you didn't follow the tutorial at the start, then just install the WordPress form website separately through the plugin page. Now to edit the fields in the form, what you do is just drag and drop style. So for example, maybe I want to add a slider for a budget. So to do this, I just drag and drop it here. I can choose where I want it to be. I can delete these. I can add anything that I want. So to edit the number slider, I'm just going to click on it. I'm going to set it to say budget. I'm going to set the value range from 100 to 1,000. And set the default value to 500. And then maybe I want it to be under the name and email. Then I'm going to press save to save my changes. And now let's change where the emails go. So to do this, I need to go to settings, notifications, and then I want send to email address to be my site administrator email address. Now I want the send to email address to be the email where I want to receive the emails. So I normally set this to my site administrator email address. To do this, you type in admin_email. To figure out what your site administrator email is, or to change it, you go to Settings. To figure out your site administrator email address, what you do is you go to Settings, General, and then it'll show you what your site administrator email address is. Now, email subject line will be the subject line of the email you receive. From name, you want this to be something related to your website. And then from email, you want it to be a no reply email at your website name.com. I'm going to leave reply to blank, and then under email fields, I want all underscore fields. This will show all of the fields that we've added here. So to type it in, all you do is do open bracket, all underscore fields, close bracket. Now we save this, publish our site. Now let's see what it looks like. That looks good to me, and I'm going to show you how to change the header and the footer. Alright, so to edit our header, what we do is press Customize up here. And then we choose Header Builder. Now this is editing this part of the website here. Now let's say I want to add a logo to the top of my website. To do this, I choose Site Title and Logo. Then I can select my logo here. Alternatively, I could click over here, and it would bring me here as well. So to add a logo, I'd press Select Logo. Then I'd upload the image of my logo that I want to add. You could make a logo on the Logo Maker website like I showed you earlier, or you could upload a logo that you already have. You can see this is the site title that we made earlier. And you could add a tagline to your website. This will help with search engine optimization, so make it something related to what your website does. I chose organic dog treat maker. Maybe I'll add my location as well, so Washington, D.C. Now that if I want to save my changes, I press publish. If I want to change how my menu looks, I could also modify my primary menu here, change the width, so on and so forth, or configure my menu from here. Now I'm going to press publish to save my changes. You can see this is how the header is built. So if I wanted to add something above, I could click here and add a secondary menu. See how that would add that up there, but I don't think there's any purpose in doing that because I already have my menu here. I could add a text box here and add some text if I wanted. If I wanted it to be below here, I could do that. It's pretty easy, drag and drop style, super intuitive. So once I'm satisfied, remember it was press publish. Now let's talk about the footer. So to do that, I'm going to go down here and to Footer Builder. Now you can see it follows the same block style here. And if I wanted to add something like an image, I could do that by clicking here. For example, maybe I want to add my social media tags down here. So to do that, I'd add social, and then I could add my Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, or even I could add YouTube, so on and so forth. I like the clean look, so I'm not going to choose that. And if I wanted to edit the text, all I have to do is click on here, and you see the text pops up. If I want to edit the copyright, I could go to copyright, and then I could edit this. I don't think there's any need to do that. But if you do, that's how you change it. Now I'm going to press publish to save my changes. Now let's go see how the website looks. It's looking pretty good to me. I think we're almost done. Now in this day and age, one thing that's super important is making your website look good on mobile devices. This is because a lot of your customers will be using their phones to look at your website. So in order to see what our website looks like on our phone, we don't need to pull out our phone and look at it actually. What we can do is click on Edit with Elementor. And then up here we can see what it'll look like on a tablet or what it'll look like on a phone. Now it's always important to go over your website and make sure it looks good on the tablet, phone, and computer before sending it live. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. If you found it helpful at all, please like and subscribe and leave a comment. If you have any questions, just leave a comment and I'll try and get back to you as soon as possible. And again, If you're thinking about purchasing a new website, please consider using my affiliate link. It really helps out the channel, and it's the best way you can support me in making these videos. Thanks again. Hope you have a great day. Cheers.